Pennefather River. They came from the north to these antipodes, sailing mysterious oceans, sent off to the edge that was end of the world. Mainsails are taut and topgallants unfurled, fists round the rigging and tiller are curled, while trusting their flimsy wood vessels. The challenge to questions of how, when and where to that southland known as incognito. As onward they sailed, extending their ken, resetting, revising, again and again, courageous, foolhardy old maritime men, who were often forced back by the answers. Pitching and yawing through foam, crest and trough, enduring their local maelstroms, placating the gods of the old maritime by praying that favours upon them may shine, while extending the edges of man's borderline. But their common god was the weather. The valiant Dutchmen, brave Portuguese, Janszoon, Hartog and de Torres, sent off by their masters expanding their trade, at the brink of the unknown they were unafraid. Yet, by chance or design, somehow they had strayed in the wake of the ancient moccasins. Approaching the coast with a hand-leaden line, one day they arrived at our shoreline. Now white men set foot on Australia's soil, with some expectation, reward for their toil. Looking around, found no riches to moil on the banks of the Pennefather River. No pomp, no pronouncement or formal decree, Europeans had finally landed. Water collected, a short look around, familiarised sea legs to their former ground, claimed nothing of value was there to be found, but encountered a strange race of people who were already here in these antipodes from the time of their ancestors' dreaming, whose spirits had travelled, created and planned, shaping the landscapes, the animals and defining relationships throughout the land, prepared for this dark, gentle people. They were of the land and the land was in them, in this place to be known as Australia. Trade routes and telegraph, message-stick news, maps of great detail they'd draw up and use. The seasons were understood and they would choose to live with the land and not of it. No land was owned and all bounty was shared, learned well from their ancestors' teachings, so no major warfare or hostile divides. But not for much longer would peace here abide. First place on this land where two cultures collide was the banks of the Pennefather River. Still they came from the north to these antipodes in the wake of the brave souls before them. From convicts and masters who came to our shore, to builders and dreamers, the rich and the poor, some escaping a past, their lives to restore. But sadly, some pasts can't be shaken. They came with their skills and their mindsets intact, to conquer our far-flung horizons, looked out to the vastness and sought to expand, saw great opportunities at every hand. So planting and grazing while working the land, we displaced our original people. Sowing and reaping, each harvest renewed, Australia gives of her abundance. The land would reward tender care, and we've found a basin of life under dry, barren ground. And from drought, fire and flood she would always rebound. Respect to the land that sustains us. From that great wall of coral to the far western shores, her bounty is sought by all comers, by foreign masters set off to explore, for gas, copper, iron, minerals and more, even found riches of bauxite galore, not far from the Pennefather River. They returned to the north from these antipodes, traversing great pathways of oceans, with wool and with wheat, then live cattle and sheep, renewable harvests from till, sow and reap. But minerals rapaciously ripped from the deep will sadly give only one harvest. What will be left for our grandkids, I ask, when her soul has been ripped and exported? A future of promise displaced by foul play, defiling a land to be left in decay? Have we made a wrong turn, or have we lost our way from the banks of the Pennefather River?